Picture this, a 17-year-old girl named Emily lying in a hospital bed, weak but smiling as she flips through photos of her favorite singer on her phone. She never imagined that just hours later, Selena Gomez herself would walk into her room and change everything. Selena Gomez's surprise visit to a fan battling cancer will break your heart. Emily wasn't just any fan. She had grown up listening to Selena's music, finding comfort in the lyrics during some of the hardest moments of her life. When she was diagnosed with cancer last year, Selena's songs became more than just melodies, they were a lifeline. Every night as she lay awake wondering if she'd make it through another round of chemo, she'd play Who Says or The Heart Wants What It Wants to remind herself that she was strong enough to fight. Selena, on the other hand, has always been known for her big heart. Beyond the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, she's someone who cares deeply about her fans. For years, she's gone out of her way to meet people who need hope the most. But this time, something felt different. Maybe it was because Emily reminded her of her younger self, someone fighting against all odds, or maybe it was simply fate stepping in. Emily's battle with cancer wasn't just physical, it was emotional too. Her family had spent months by her side, but they couldn't shield her from the loneliness that came with long hospital stays. Friends stopped visiting as often, school felt like a distant memory, and some days all she wanted was to feel normal again. That's why Selena's music meant so much to her. It gave her a connection to the outside world when everything else seemed out of reach. But here's the thing, Emily didn't know Selena was coming, not even close. She thought the biggest moment of her week would be posting a picture of herself holding one of Selena's albums, hoping maybe, just maybe, the singer might see it online and send a kind message back. What she didn't realize was that Selena already knew about her. Someone close to Emily had reached out to Selena's team, sharing how much her music had helped Emily stay positive through treatment. And once Selena heard the story, there was no question in her mind. She needed to meet Emily personally. When Selena walked into Emily's hospital room, the air changed instantly. Emily froze for a second, her eyes wide with disbelief. Was this real, or was she dreaming? Then Selena smiled, a warm, genuine smile, and said softly, "Hey, I'm here." Those three simple words hit Emily like a wave. All the pain, fear, and loneliness she'd been carrying seemed to lift just a little. Selena didn't come empty-handed. She brought gifts, photos, signed albums, even a custom bracelet she'd made herself. But none of that mattered as much as the time she spent sitting beside Emily. They talked about everything: music, movies, dreams for the future. At one point, Emily teared up and admitted how hard it had been to keep fighting. Without missing a beat, Selena grabbed her hand and said, "You're stronger than you think, Emily. Don't ever forget that." It wasn't just what Selena said, it was how she said it. There was no pretense, no celebrity act. It was two people connecting on a deeply human level. For Emily, it was a moment she never thought she'd experience, a reminder that she wasn't alone in her fight. Everything seemed perfect, almost too perfect. Just as Emily started opening up and laughing with Selena, a nurse walked in with an update that brought reality crashing back down. Emily's latest test results were in, and they weren't good. The cancer had spread further than expected, and her doctors were recommending an aggressive new treatment plan immediately. The room fell silent. Even Selena looked shaken. For a moment, it felt like the weight of the world was pressing down on everyone. But then something incredible happened. Instead of letting despair take over, Selena leaned closer to Emily and whispered, "If anyone can beat this, it's you. And I'm not going anywhere. I'll be right here cheering you on every step of the way." But there was more. Before leaving, Selena handed Emily a small folded note. Inside, she'd written a personal message along with her phone number. "Call me anytime." It read, "Even if it's just to talk about your day." Emily couldn't believe it. A global superstar wasn't just visiting her. She was offering friendship in a way Emily never dreamed possible. The day started like any other for Emily. Long hours in her hospital bed, flipping through social media and trying to stay positive despite the uncertainty looming over her. But little did she know, this would be the day that changed everything. When Selena Gomez walked into her room, it wasn't just a surprise, it was the beginning of something extraordinary. By the time they sat down together, sharing stories and laughter, you could feel the tension easing. For a while, it seemed like nothing could ruin the moment. That's when the nurse arrived with the news about Emily's test results. It was a gut punch, a reminder of how fragile life can be, but instead of letting the darkness win, Selena stepped up in a way no one saw coming. Her promise to stand by Emily's side added a layer of hope to an otherwise devastating situation. And then came the final twist. The note with Selena's phone number. It wasn't just a gesture, it was a lifeline, something Emily could hold on to whenever things got tough. By the end of their meeting, it was clear this wasn't just a celebrity visit. It was the start of a friendship that neither of them would ever forget. As you listen to this story, think about what it must have felt like for Emily, going from feeling invisible in a hospital room to suddenly being visited by someone she admired so deeply. Would you have believed it if you were in her shoes? Let me know in the comments below. And here's something else to consider. How far would you go to support someone who looked up to you? Selena didn't just show up. She went above and beyond to remind Emily that she mattered. That kind of compassion is rare, especially from someone with such a busy life. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button. It lets me know you want to hear more stories like this one. Before we get to the end, I want to ask you this. What do you think happens next? Does Emily find strength in Selena's words and keep fighting? Or does she face even tougher challenges ahead? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. As Selena hugged Emily goodbye, there was a quiet promise in the air, a promise that this wasn't the end of their story. Emily clutched the note with Selena's number tightly in her hand, tears streaming down her face, but a spark of hope lighting up her eyes. For the first time in weeks, she felt like maybe, just maybe, she could keep fighting. But here's the thing, the road ahead wasn't going to be easy. The new treatment plan meant months of grueling therapy, endless hospital visits, and sacrifices no one should have to make. And while Selena's visit gave Emily strength, the real test was yet to come. Could she hold on to that hope when things got even harder, or would the weight of it all become too much? And then there's another question lingering in the back of your mind. What about Selena? Would she really follow through on her promise to stay by Emily's side, or was this just a fleeting moment of kindness in an otherwise chaotic world? Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll uncover how Emily faces her toughest battle yet, and whether Selena's support makes all the difference. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.